Hey people, you're welcome again to my channel. This is your girl Favour and you're welcome to another episode of From the Heart with Favour. So if this is your first time seeing my face or any of my videos, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notifications whenever I post new videos. And to my returning subscribers, welcome back and I love you. Thank you for always returning to watch my videos. So today, I'm going straight to the point. Today we're discussing standards. So let's get right to this video. Okay, so like I said, today we're discussing standards. And like we all know, we all have our standards. We have set our standards for ourselves. The society has its standards. Every society actually has its standards. Every family has its standards. The church has its standards. The kingdom of God has its standards. The world has its standards. Standards help us to shape ourselves, our lives. Pick our friends wisely, organize our lives wisely, invest wisely, in not just invest monetarily, but invest our lives also wisely. So standards, they are good, but then it can be bad. Society has set a lot of standards, and a lot of times we are pushing to meet these standards. But then, standard of the 1800s is not the standard, or are not the standards of 2021. The standard of beauty then is not the standard of beauty now. So societal standards especially changes over time. So if you always want to shape your life, yourself, to always meet the societal standards, when will it end? Because there are some things that were permissible last year that are not permissible now. There are some things that were not permissible last year that are now permissible. It changes, and we kill ourselves to meet those standards that are changing. So we meet it this year. Next year is another thing. We have to change ourselves again. See where it gets bad? We have put ourselves under a lot of pressure just so we meet the societal standards, and we cause ourselves a lot of harm. Society has said that at so age you have to get married. Society has said that at this stage of your life you're supposed to have this amount of money. Society has said that at this stage of your life you're supposed to have fulfilled your destiny. At this stage of your life you're supposed to acquire so and so kind of properties. But then, is that, or are those God's plan for your life? Society has said you have to look a certain way. Is that the way God has created you? Society has said you have to marry at so and so age. Is that God's plan for your life? Society has said that you have to have XYZ amount of money. Is that at so and so age? Is that God's plan for your life at that age? Society has said that you have to fulfill your destiny at a certain age. Is that God's plan for your life? We have so much pushed ourselves to meet societal standards that we have forgotten the standards of God. See, the standards of God have not changed over the years, over the centuries. They have not changed. They remain the same. And not just remaining the same, He has given us the ability, the grace to meet these standards. A lot of times we just we at the back of our minds, not we somewhere in our mind. It seems like God is just just there, but then what's always in front of us is, we might not say it, but yes, that's what our actions show. Society has said I have to do this, I have to do it. Have you confirmed from God if that is His will for your life? Let God's standards be your standards. And a lot of times we have double standards. So we are trying to fulfill God's standards while trying to fulfill the standards of the society. Is that possible? Is that possible? Because society will tell you what they want. And what they want will change next year. And it will change next year after that. But then, God's standards remain the same. And a lot of evil is being or are being done today just because a lot of young people, boys and girls, are trying to fulfill and or meet the societal standards. We have soiled our hands with blood just because we want to meet the standard. You want to be a big girl. You want to be a big boy. Wherever you enter, like you are balling. They know you as, how do they say it again? I don't know how to say it again anyway. But then, is that God's plan for your life? Why not focus on God's plan for your life and the other things will come where they are supposed to come? God has a timeline for everybody. So God has a timeline for each individual. And his timeline for each individual leads you to your promised land. The society that has said that you have to marry at so age, so and so age, did they provide husband for you? Society that has said that you have to have so amount of money in your account at this particular age, did they give you a job? That you have to look a certain way, are they the ones that created you? That your color has to be like this, are they the ones that created you? The person that created you has set standards for you, and you seek to follow that of the people that you can never please, because the truth of the matter is you can never please people. You can never please the society, because just as you have finished achieving or getting to this standard that they have set for you, another one comes out. So you have to do it. And if you don't do it, they forget the one that you've already done. It's that one that you did not do that they will focus on. So why are we killing ourselves just because we want to meet societal standards? Let's follow God's original plans for us, and trust me, you will not regret it. And the thing is, no matter how far you have strayed from that plan, he can always bring you back. He is a master planner. He can always bring you back to his plan. That is why every day I make it a conscious prayer. Put me in the center of your plans for my life. I am not looking at the world to set my standards. I'm not looking at the world to live my life the way that the word has said that I should live it. I should live my life the way that the word has said that I should live it. I should live my life the way that God has said that I should live it, because he's the one that created me. He is the one that has died for my salvation. The world did not. And he is the one that has made meeting his standards also available and easy. So no matter how far you think you have strayed from God's plan for your life, he will always bring you back. He will always bring you back. Whose standards are you following? God's standards or the society? But I guarantee you, God's standard will lead you to a promised land. That of the society will lead you to a place of emptiness. Because every time you fulfill their standard, another one comes out. It seems like you are in a rat race, never getting to that point. Never getting to that point. What is the point? If all that you strive for, you don't get to a destination. Every race has an end. So if every time the society is coming up with a new standard, when is it going to end? Until you die? Until you kill yourself? And the funny thing is, When you die, they forget you onto the next person. So please, let's be careful. Let's be careful how we follow the standards of the society. God has created you to be like this because He wants you to be like this, because there is something that you're supposed to fulfill like that. With your experiences, with your ideas, He has made you specifically that way. There is no other person like you in this world. And that is because there is a particular problem that you as a person you are meant to solve. A peculiar problem that you are meant to solve that the next person can't solve. Somebody said that the graveyard is the richest place, and it is the truth. It's the truth. A lot of people have died because they are trying to meet the world standards, forgetting the standard of our Father in heaven. If God has called you beautiful, who is the world to call you ugly that you have to touch up on you have to draw here, drag there? But seriously, God has called you fearfully and wonderfully made. Who is the one to tell you otherwise? God has said that He will do it in His time. So why are you following that of the world? And God is never late. That is just the thing. God is never late. He is always on time. Always on time. So, check yourself. Check yourself and know whose standards you're following. Check yourselves. This is something that we have to do. This is an exercise that we have to actually do every day. Every day. It's an everyday thing because standards are everyday. Every day you check yourself. Whose standards am I following? And the thing with double standards is you're not really doing any, because you can never be in the middle with God. It's either here or here. Like I said, following God's standards and His plans for your life will lead you to a place, to that land of promise. Will lead you to a destination. But following the societal standards every time, pressuring yourself to get to it, will lead you to a place of emptiness. I love you, and that is why I'm telling you this. This is from the Heart with Favour, and we have come to the end of today's episode. And so if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please make sure to subscribe, and if so far you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and in the comment section below, let's continue this discussion. What do you think about the standards, and how do you think we have to get back to the original plans of God? So until next time, see you.